as a presenter of a webinar, you can do all three things. So I don't need anybody to run a webinar. I can be the host, the expert, and the panelist. The panelist simply sets it up and just monitors the questions that are coming through, okay, and mutes and unmutes people. The expert obviously talks about whatever it is that they want to talk about. And the host is the person who says, hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the webinar. You're going to be speaking to a terrorist from Sydney today. He's going to teach you how to blow people up using webinars, right? So basically, I most of the time I do all three, and it's very easy to do. In my second webinar, I did all three of them. But if you're who's a bit scared of talking? Okay, no worries. So what you do is you outsource that to somebody like me. And you outsource the technical side if you don't want to do that. So you can have three people. The one I did in the UK the other day, we had one guy was hosting, the other guy was a panelist, and I was the expert. I just turned up. And I can turn up by telephone as well if I want to. They can show their screen and I can turn up by telephone. So let's get into the 7 ways to make money from webinars now. Show and tell. The first one, you show and tell people what you're doing. You simply show off a new product or service that you have on the internet. Anyone remember when Google released the new AdWords interface? Yeah, they released it. What happened was they were changing the whole way the Google's thing looked. So they basically emailed everyone and said, we're doing a webinar to show you how it looks. So it was a great way to get everyone ready so when they changed over, their support department didn't get inundated. Okay? So you can show off a new product or a service using the webinar. I've got a guy right now who's got some accounting software. We're about to do a webinar for him. He shows you how to do 20 hours of book work in 20 minutes. Anyone want to know how to do that? He came to me and said, how do I sell this? I've been selling it online and made no sales. I said, you need to do a bloody webinar. Talk about your product. People can hear you. They can see what you're doing and you can ask and answer questions. So he's doing that now. You can use PowerPoint presentation like I am, this style. Or you can use pictures. You can show your screen. You can change. You can use all of them. During the presentation, you can change and you can move things around and do whatever you want to. You can use it as a pre-launch to create hype and excitement. So if anyone's got a product here right now that they're about to launch, or a piece of software, or doing something on the internet or off the internet as well for that matter, you can then invite people to a webinar and create the hype and excitement. Does that make sense? Very, very powerful way to get the momentum and the excitement happening. You can give people a sneak peek before they buy. So if you can show them a little bit of something on a webinar and then they can purchase, they can make a decision. It's really powerful that way as well. Amazon, who give you 1 chapter for free, yeah? They give you one. Why do they give you 1 chapter for free? Because if it's good, you'll buy more, right? So basically, that's exactly what I do. I look to go on there, get people in there who are interested, and then I want to get them to buy more at the end. That's all we're doing. You can present your business to someone online. Okay, so if you've got a business proposal or an opportunity that you've got, like network marketing businesses or anything that you're offering to people, you can do that one-on-one on a webinar. So instead of going to their office, you can get on a webinar and say, here's what I'm doing. This is the proposal. And at the end of it, the next step is, do we have anything to meet about? Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Very powerful way to leverage your time. I've got a friend of mine works, does volunteering for a cricket club. His wife goes, why do you always have to go to the meetings? He goes, they're very important, honey. We have to meet up and talk about cricket and what's happening. It's not just cutting grass and 6 stitches and this and that. And then I said to her, he should do webinar. He could do those on a webinar. She said, Steve said I can do it on a bloody webinar. And he came to me later and he goes, you idiot. He goes, we go down there, we drink beers and we have fun. And he goes, you stuffed that up for me. I said, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted to spend time with your wife and kids. Here's a guy, Brent, from Market Samurai. Market Samurai is a software that helps you do keyword research. It's probably one of the best on the market right now. And Brent, I bought the software after I heard him speaking and basically started to use it. And I wrote a little review about it on my blog. Anyway, he messaged me and said, that was a nice review, blah, blah, blah. And I said, hey, do you want to do a webinar? And he said, yeah, absolutely. No one's ever asked me before. And I said, yeah, okay. So he came on a webinar with my audience, and he spoke for an hour and a half and just talked about the software and showed us exactly how to use it. and the phenomenal tool that it is. Went through a whole tutorial. It was fantastic. Now, I'd never met him before in person, and I just emailed him, and I invited him. I sent him the link to the webinar. And I turn up to the webinar. It's 5 minutes to go, and he's not there yet. I can see the names of the people, and he's not there, and I'm going, shit, if he doesn't turn up, I don't know how to use this bloody thing, right? I'm going to be stuffed. And I go, hope he comes. I don't have his phone number. I don't have anything. Anyway, 2 minutes to go. I'm there yapping away, and I'm saying, yeah, he's going to be here soon. And then I see his name appear, and then I went, I can't talk to him now, but because I'm already live. I can't go, oh, hi, Brent, are you ready? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I said, ladies and gentlemen, the expert, blah, 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 blah. Brent, he does this, he does that, he does this. And he's here live. Here you go. Brent, how are you? And he goes, hey, how are you? I go, this is the first time I've ever said 2 words to him before. And we're live in front of everyone. I said, so I'm going to give you control of your screen now. And I gave him control, and he took over, and I sat back and I went, whew. I'm still selling through an affiliate link on my database thanks to him. You can build your list using webinars. What you want to do is you want to add a squeeze box to your website, like a name and email capture, and you can basically capture name and email for people to come to your webinar or to watch a webinar replay. Webinar replays are very powerful as well. You can promote your webinars on social media. Okay, I got an email the other day from the E-Myth Millionaire. And they were saying that I could pay $90 to come to a webinar and learn about how to structure and systemize my business and stuff. And I said, wow, in the next 12 months, guys, you're going to see this explode. Now is a perfect time for you to, what you're learning here is cutting edge, right at the forefront. So promote it on Twitter and promote it on Facebook and everything. You also write articles about it and submit your articles on your blog and on eZine articles as well. So you can put your articles onto that website. You can joint venture with other people. For example, I basically told everyone on my database that I've got the guy from Market Samurai that nobody else has ever gotten onto a webinar coming to teach us about it. So my list was excited. They all turned up, and that's basically what we did. So the replay of that webinar that I did with Brent, underneath that video I put my affiliate link. You all know what an affiliate link is now? So whenever someone buys, I get half the money. That's what happens with that video now. It's still making money for me. So a lot of people say to me, Steve, webinars sound like a lot of work. I go, you got no idea what a lot of work on the internet is then. Because this is 1.5 hours recorded, slap it onto a website, or have your designer do it and put your affiliate link underneath, and that's your sales letter. Is it better for me to get a bunch of words and tell Brent, write a bunch of words for me, or is it better to get him to speak and to show people what it is? Makes perfect logical sense. The second one is interview the expert. You want to interview experts straight away. You can do this without any excuses. I just email the experts and say, can I interview you? I did my 7 experts in 7 weeks, and I interviewed everybody. So I went from 0 to 150 people registered in 3 weeks. 150 people. How long would it take you to get 150 people to a seminar, for example? How long would it take to build up a list of 150 people? 3 weeks, because everyone can send the link to someone else. You can say, invite this person to the webinar, they invite that person, you can send it out, it can go viral.